back, class 9. Today we resume the lesson about cells, the fundamental unit of life. We've already covered the following topics. Make sure you do them before moving ahead with this video. The topics that we'll try to cover in this session are the cell wall in fungi, plants and bacteria, the structure of cell wall specifically in plants, the role of cell wall, and then we'll be doing a surprise gift topic for you. We start with the cell wall. The three groups of organisms which have cell wall are fungi, plant and bacteria. In fungi, the cell wall is made up of a special type of carbohydrate which is known as chitin. Chitin is a complex carbohydrate, which means it contains something other than carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Now, do you recall where else chitin is found? There's an animal group too where chitin is found, not as cell wall, because animal cells don't have cell walls. So how is it found? It is found as exoskeleton. Can you find the name of this animal group? The second type of cell with cell walls is plant. This we'll do in detail. And the third type is bacteria. Bacteria have a cell wall made of another complex carbohydrate along with proteins. The structure of cell wall specifically in plants. Now, plant cell wall is made up of cellulose. Now, this cellulose is a polymer or a homopolymer of glucose. You must recall the lesson you've done in class 7 or 8, I believe, where you studied about polymers. So, cellulose is a homopolymer of glucose. In a plant cell, about 2000 molecules of cellulose are packed in bundles to form microfibrils. So, these are the cellulose threads which are packed as microfibrils. Now, this cell wall is very strong due to, first of all, the strong cellulose fibers, and the second, there is a strong cementing material or glue that holds this fiber together. So, microfibrils together along with the cementing material make the cell wall in plants very strong. Now, the functions of cell wall. Cell wall provides rigidity and strength to the cell. You've just seen how strong the cellulose cell wall is. Second, it helps the cell to tolerate the changes in the surrounding medium. Third, it provides shape to the cell. Fourth, now you just saw that unlike cell membrane, the cell wall is not a living part. It is impermeable. Cell membrane was permeable. In fact, it was selectively permeable. Cell wall is impermeable. So, how does a plant cell transport material to its adjacent cell? It does so through gaps known as plasmodesmata. So, cell wall has gaps known as plasmodesmata or plasmodesma, which allows for transport between cells through these gaps. Now we'll do a simple activity. This activity involves the use of very pretty purple colored Rio leaves. Use of Rio leaves. So the first step is take Rio leaves. You can see the beautiful purple colored leaves of Rio. Take out 3 epidermal peels from these leaves. and put them on 3 different slides, slide A, slide B and slide C. On slide A, put a drop of plain water. On slide B, put a drop of concentrated sugar solution, and on slide C, put a drop of saline, a concentrated salt solution. Now, what do you think you'll see? Observe these slides under a microscope. Do you think some difference will be observed? Take a minute to think this over based on what you had studied in transport across cell membranes. Slide A, the cell appears to be swollen or turgid. A turgid cell is one in which the cell membrane is expanded. It touches the cell wall. So it is full of water. In slide B and C, the cell membrane is shriveled. Due to loss of water, the cell membrane moves away from the cell wall. This process is known as plasmolysis. So you can see in this, the shrinkage or contraction of the contents of cell away from the cell wall due to loss of water is known as plasmolysis. Why do you think it occurs in saline and in sugar solution? For that you need to go back to the previous 3 videos on transport across cell membrane. Pause the video, note down these questions. Next, put on your thinking caps and try to answer these questions. But before that, close this video and try to solve them on your own. No Googles, no books. See ya.